I mean, obviously it's exciting when you're able to get players like that have been producing this league for some time. So I was most definitely excited. I was excited to get to work with them.
Hey, Jayden, good to see you. How was it navigating this offseason coming off the year that you had?
I mean, it was fun just to sit back and reflect and figure out how I'm gonna move throughout this offseason and move forward. But other than that, just living life, still working and training.
The internet has a lot of questions about whether you've gotten a little stronger or bulked up a little bit. What was that part of the off seasons to try to work on getting a little bit bigger, and if so, what'd you do?
I was just in the weight room, just working out. You're always trying to improve in different areas, but I don't know what to say about that. Just let the people talk about it.
Jayden, for a guy like you that is just so focused on football all the time, do you have to force yourself to unplug a little in the off season?
Yeah, I think I did. Obviously, you want to get back to it after how the season ended, but it's good for you to kind of unplug and find different ventures and live a little bit.
Cliff talked about how this year it's different. It's not as much implementation of a playbook. Now you guys know the playbook. So what are you kind of focused on in this set of OTAs that's a lot different than it would have been last year?
Getting on the same page with the guys. There's some guys that played with me last year, some new guys, so trying to get them.
Cliff said this was a hungry group. You kind of mentioned it, but how is the culture from year one to year two? If things carried over, or I know the NFC Championship left a sour taste in your mouth. Like, what is the feeling of this squad in May?
Yeah, I think it's it's a standard set. You got the core guys that set the standard, and we got those guys back. So we're bringing in new people, and we're holding them to that standard. But we know everything is not going to be given to us. We got to go out there and earn it each and every day.
And you mentioned second year with the same system, same coordinator. What does that do for a quarterback in terms of the muscle memory of knowing that you have the same offense and you don't have to learn a whole new system?
The main thing is just being comfortable. Like I said, familiar with the play call, familiar how you call plays, and what we're trying to accomplish, playing to play out.
Sorry to go back to this, but was there any concerted effort on your part to try to put on more muscle in the off season?
Nah, I was just working out. It wasn't like I need to eat this amount much. No, it was just go out there, have a plan, and naturally just put on weight.
And having a full off season, not doing draft prep and all that other stuff, how much does that change things for you? How does it help you?
Yeah, you just had so much time and freedom to kind of do what you want. So it's difficult trying to navigate that, but you lean on people closest to you, and obviously you got to keep the end goal in mind. You're trying to get better each and every day, and you're trying to progress each and every season, each and every month and snap.
What are some of those things that you want Debo to see through your lens or others?
I think that's a conversation between me and him. Can't really give out too many secrets. So, just how I see different coverages and stuff like that.
And for you and Cliff, obviously he was pretty collaborative last year. I guess what are some of the things that you can do to grow in your relationship and grow in the offense?
Just transparency and stuff like that. This is what I was comfortable with. This is what he likes, and how can we find a middle ground to obviously expand the playbook and still have our core plays.
Hey, Jayden, just one from me for you today. I just wanted to ask you how you were doing. We all know that you lost a close friend kind of related to this offseason. So just how are you?
I'm good. Tough little situation. Obviously, somebody close to me, and mental health was real. So, but I do appreciate you asking. But I'm good.
Jayden, anybody, anywhere, anytime was the mantra that was on the walls. When we left last season, coming back and seeing all the primetime games, and you just wanted to be on the spotlight. How excited are you when you see the schedule and to know that there's going to be so many opportunities for this team to be on display?
I think that mantra still stands. I don't think we're looking at it as we play a Monday night or Sunday night. We're just looking at it like, we're playing this opponent this week on a Sunday, on a Monday. It doesn't matter if we play them on Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, we're just going out there and playing football.
Jen, you mentioned you spent a lot of time in the workroom or in the gym working out. How good did it feel today to get back on the field, put a helmet on, and throw some footballs to your new teammates?
I mean, I love football, so it's very refreshing to go out there and practice again and have some fun.
Jayden, the additions to the offensive line, Connerly, Tunsil, as a quarterback, what does that do for you? What was your reaction to see kind of the upgrades in the O-line, and how does that help you as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, those are good additions that we brought in, and obviously what Adam and his side of the building is doing. You got to trust them with everything that's going on. So obviously I'm excited. Those are two great individuals, and we got even more that they brought in. So I'm excited to, get to work with them and still progress and, get ready for camp.
With your success last year, your popularity is skyrocketing across the NFL, and you're doing a great job of remaining grounded and not kind of getting caught up, with the outside stuff. How do you do that? Like, is that a challenge of just trying to, put the blinders on in a sense?
I mean, I've never been the type of individual that I could say looks for fame. I'm a very introverted individual, so I just go out there and live my life how I live it. I don't really go to many places, or I didn't before that, so I don't think that's going to change for me either.
Jayden, a year ago, you were one of the top picks, obviously, in the draft. There was a ton of hope, a ton of potential for you. Now coming into year two, you are widely considered one of the top quarterbacks, if not the best players in the league. How does that adjust your mentality as you come into this year?
I don't think it does. I just think I got to go out there and prove myself each and every day. Like, no matter if it was last season, this season, or, 10, 20 years down the road, you got to prove yourself each and every season.
And kind of down along the same lines, this team a year ago, there weren't a ton of expectations for the team. Nowadays, again, around the national media, this team has high hopes. How do you lead this team towards where you're going?
Yeah, I mean, outside noise doesn't matter. You got to go out there and, like I said, keep proving yourself.
When the team brings in a bunch of these new receivers, whether they're rookies or free agents, how do you go about kind of getting a feel for their game? Do you go back and watch kind of some of the stuff that they've done in the past and kind of project how you're going to work with them, or how do you get to know them?
I think it's different. I think you go back and watch some tape and you get an idea. That's what they're good at. This their weaknesses, their strengths, but I mean all that changes to you. That doesn't mean anything until you get live reps with each other and see how they move or see how they run certain routes or how they catch the football. So the live reps are very valuable.
And there are a lot of players who make jumps from their first season to second season, on the field, off the field, around. For yourself as kind of a leader, obviously being the quarterback, how do you see kind of your leadership role expanding as you go into the second season? Or how do you attack leadership, I guess, as you go into the second season?
Continue to be myself. Me and Terry got a good relationship outside of football, so obviously he got to handle what he has to handle, and but that doesn't change anything. The fact that he's a part of our brotherhood. We know Terry's working and everything, so we got to get better, and he knows he got to get better each and every day.
Did you add weight or just? How much?
That's up for grabs. I don't know.
Thank you.
I got it. How are you, Tyler?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. So I'm curious for you, like when you guys add a few different linemen on